everyone!
Hello.
So we decided to do a video today, and I've got my guest, my sister, Belinda, to be part of this video because we are going to do the Create Your Own Eyeshadow tag, which was by Kitschsnitch, and she's basically done a tag where she's taken all her palettes and chosen a few of her favourite shadows to be in her imaginary palette that she'd love. So we've done the sort of same thing, and we've both chosen very different things, and we thought it's just a bit of fun and see how we go.
Yeah.
So we've also swatched them on our arms for reference, but you can't really see them that well. Yeah,
No,
especially
that's
on
on
Yeah.
I like move my flesh along to.
Yeah,
Can't do that.
there you go. So let's start with the first shade. Which shade did you start with first?
I picked a very basic, boring shade to put all over the lid so that, you know, sets your eyeshadow primer, and that's the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette. This shade here.
It's a very good palette. Belle's really loves this palette as well, and
I have to like contain mine with a hair tie because the lid broke off.
But you know what? You had this palette before I did, didn't you? You bought it first, and then you said it was really good.
To you.
Yeah, and you bought it off PM Studio too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that's the only place you can get it in Australia.
Yeah, use this palette every day.
Oh, there's a few places, but that's a good place to get it. Yeah, I know, I love that palette too. It's so good. I've also chosen a shade from there as well, but I'll get to it later. I've sort of ordered, the way you've ordered your shadows is by light to dark, isn't it? So,
it's kind of like all your basic bitch kind of shades, and then it moves on to like the crazies at the end.
Basic bitch shades. What's that?
You know what a basic bitch is?
Okay. I never heard it described that way.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, I sort of did mine light to dark. So the shade that I've chosen first is, of course, from a Suqqu palette, because I just love my Suqqu quads. And it's this cream shade here. I think it's a really good shade just all over the lid as a base, because it counteracts any darkness or redness that you have on your eyes. And my eyes have quite a bit of pigment. So it's nice to have a base to add, you know, to counteract those colours. So I think it's a really nice shade. Also, you know, the Suqqu formula is so good as well. It's really creamy. Like, it is a bit of fallout, but it's just so buttery smooth. And I think before I discovered the Viseart mattes, I actually like these mattes.
Yeah. I find Japanese eyeshadows are very, very good for textured eyelids.
Yeah, and especially because I have lots of lines on my eyes. I need something that's not going to crease and something that will go on very well. And this is just really buttery smooth. Like, you can feel it. It's so smooth. It's so buttery. It's so buttery smooth.
That's like...
Yeah, it's crazy. But their mattes are so good.
God.
They're so good. They're really, really good. So that's my first shade. And then what else would you pick?
Okay, the next shade I picked is kind of like the shimmery sister of the first shade that I picked. And it's from Makeup Forever, and this is the Makeup Forever 15 Artist Shadow Palette, which is a limited edition last Christmas.
Yeah, we got it for you in Singapore.
Yeah. And the one that I pick is this pinky nude shade over here, and it is I524.
It's funny because they don't name their shades, do they?
I like that though.
So it's very pro makeup art.
You know you're choosing the shade because of what it looks like and not because of what the colour name is. Because sometimes I get really swayed by colour names, like, oh, blushed peach and, I don't know, orchid raindrops or whatever.
Yeah, and that they choose they name their shades by what kind of texture it is.
Yeah, so this is an iridescent eyeshadow, and it's just a really good neutral kind of highlighting shade. I don't really use a lot of highlighting shades in my eye looks. Like I don't highlight my brow bone, and I don't really have a really strong inner corner highlight. Yeah. So I like this.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice color. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick up my palette because I just dropped it on the ground. Okay, sorry, I dropped my Suqqu palette on the ground, but it's fine. It didn't crack. Nothing's wrong with it, and that's why I would travel with these, because they're just so durable. And the second shade is also from this palette. It is the #1 palette, Kakitsubata. I don't know why I tried to pronounce these names because I just can't. But anyway, it is similar to yours. It's a peachy pink color. Would you say it's a warm color? It's sort of neutral.
No, I reckon it's more of a ballet slipper kind of pink.
I reckon it's a neutral pink, and I like this because it's very flattering on the eye. Again, it brightens your eye up a bit. And you can always have these in the inner corner of the eyes, so I think it's really pretty for that purpose, really. And it's very universal. With this shade, I think it goes with a lot of the shades I picked in my Create Your Own palette, palette. So that's why I've chosen that one too. And the next one?
Okay, so the next shade that I picked is just your basic crease shade.
Yeah.
And I've chosen again from the Neutral Matte palette. And it's actually this shade in the corner here, which is part of the cooler toned eyeshadow looks. And for an Asian, even though I do have yellowy skin, I'm actually more of a cool toned, cool undertone Asian.
Cool undertone Asian.
Cool undertone Asian.
She's a cool Asian. I'm
which is kind
Asian.
of like, it kind of evens out to neutral tone.
Yeah, you are definitely way cooler than me. I'm warmer.
Yeah.
So I think the cool shades really suit you.
So I like to have like a nice cool toned brown in my crease.
Yeah.
I just use this to contour my eyes whenever I do any eyeshadow look.
Yeah. The next one I picked is from the Love Sick stack by SOM Cosmetics, and it is in the shade Blur. It's this really nice caramel color, and it is good for transitioning, or good for, basically from in your crease area. I think it's a really nice color for that, for my skin tone. And also because the SOM Cosmetic formula is also really good. Their mattes are fantastic, and I feel like that's how you can judge the quality of like a makeup company, is if they can do really good mattes, then generally the rest of the shades will be quite good, because mattes are quite hard to do, I think, to get right. It's easier to do a shimmer color than a matte, but it's so good. Like, it's really, really nice. And with SOM Cosmetics, I don't need to use a primer on top. I can just wear it and then it's fine, doesn't crease. And I've got oily eyelids, so that's an issue for me. But it's really good quality.
And again, what we were talking about before, that's really warm toned, kind of neutral shade.
That's right. So it would suit me really well. Yeah. Next one.
So again, similarly to my first two shades, my fourth shade is kind of the shimmery version of that previous matte shade. And it's like an iridescent taupe. This is again from the Makeup Forever 15 eyeshadow palette. And it's this taupe shade in the corner here. This is I550, and it's an iridescent.
It sounds so clinical.
And it's just like a really multi-dimensional taupe shade. It's kind of got grey in there, and I just really love it. And the Makeup Forever formula is really top-notch, especially for oily eyelids.
Yeah.
Because you can put them on and they'll look freshly applied by the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, they say that Makeup Forever,
they don't crease.
The formula is one of the best out there, I reckon. And it's such a unique formula. It's on the creamier side, like it's a wetter.
It's like a gel kind of.
Yeah. It feels almost like Colourpop's ones, I reckon.
You definitely have to swipe it on. You can't pat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have either stiff brush. Yeah, that's the thing. And to be honest, I don't really have that many stiff brushes. I'd probably use my fingers.
Yeah.
The next one for me I chose was from an indie brand called Femme Fatale. They're actually an Australian brand. Actually, that's not that one. Australian brand. And where is it? Is it this one? No.
Oh, you can borrow mine because I've got the same thing.
Yeah, okay, we both chose this colour, and yeah, it's from Femme Fatale, and the colour is Candied Apple. We actually discussed this not too long ago, that this is one of our favourite shades ever, because it's a really pretty, unique shade.
It's really unique.
It's got a dark red, kind of, apple red undertone, and then on top of that, it's got a green duochrome to it, and it's very, very pretty. It's a nice all over your lid shade, but it can also add complexity to a shade that you've already got on your lid. So if you wanted to add some more depth to your look and more interest in your eye look, I think this could add something extra to it. But again, if you just wanted something simple all over your eyelid, this is really pretty. And I think Femme Fatale make some really beautiful, unique colours.
Yeah. And they're Australian, which is awesome.
Yeah. So that's my one. And again, I've counted, I've got 4 duochromes in my palette because I just love duochromes. So yeah.
The next shade, I can't remember what this one is.
Which one is it?
Oh no, it's this shade here from NARS.
Yeah.
And it's called Ondine. This actually might be discontinued. I have a feeling it might be discontinued.
Oh,
it's
really?
like it's a very cool toned, plummy shade that's, again, really good for the crease, but it's just more plum tone than the previous one that I chose. Yeah. And I love purples on my eyes because I think it's very flattering. And this one in particular from NARS I find is really, I don't know, it's quite unique because if you shear it out it just looks like a grey, but if you build it up it looks very purple.
So do you think it's sort of got a duochrome to it?
There's a bit of shimmer in it. It's got kind of a bit of a gold shimmer, but you can easily blend it out to a matte. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Oh, no, it's still available at Mecca. Oh. Mecca. So it isn't discontinued. I like
$36. That's a lot for a shade. So it better be damn good for $36. Did you actually buy that? Or was that Mom's?
Okay. I bought it because I really loved it.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice colour actually. I very rarely go for plums, but yeah, I don't know. There's no reason why. I mean, winter's a good time for plums. My next one is a duochrome again. Mine is from one of my favourite palettes. I mean, it's not, they don't have the best formula, but their shimmers are so pigmented and they really add a pop to your eye.
They're just really editorial eyeshadows. Yeah, they're just really vibrant, really, like they create a lot of contrast. They're super shimmery.
But wearing it at work like for 8-10 hours, you're going to crease unless you wear a primer. And I found the perfect primer for these shadows, which is the Concrete Minerals Electric Eye Primer, and I've used them for my 30-day Natasha Denona challenge. I wore them every day and they didn't really crease with that one. So this is from the Blue Purple palette, which is my preferred palette because I prefer these types of shades, and also my favorite shades are in this palette. And the one I've chosen is called Golden Rose, and it's this one right here, and it's really pretty, really, really pretty. And I've got it on my eyes right now as a pop of colour, just to add.
I just ordered that as a single from Beautylish.
Yeah, it's worth it. I think it's really nice.
Really beautiful. It doubles as a blush as well.
Yeah, which I had as a highlight, because once you said to me, oh, what's that you're wearing on your cheeks, and that was the Golden Rose.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah,
it's like a blush highlight.
Yeah, it's a blush highlight. It's very nice and buttery, and it's beautiful shades. So chose that one. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so my next shade is another single, and it's from the brand Ardency In, and these are the Monster Manuka Honey Enriched Pigments, and this is the shade Rose Gold, and it is the most gorgeous rose gold shade, and it is really super pigmented, really vibrant. I just really love it.
It's on the cooler side, isn't it?
It is a darker rose gold.
It looks kind of plummy to me. Ross, I feel like that one is a true rose gold from Natasha Denona. It's a true rose gold.
It's definitely a more muted rose gold.
Yeah.
Yours is a lot more like bright.
Yeah.
And like golden. Whereas this is very, again, muted.
Yeah.
But still very like ultra foiled.
Yeah. And you can get it on Mecca now, isn't it?
Yeah, I bought this from Mecca.
Yeah. Because before you couldn't get on there. I think it's a fairly new brand to Mecca, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to get other shades from
I really want to as well.
Peacock is good or whatever.
They've got the best ones there are the metallic,
the foil looking type ones.
Like they've got one called Copper. That's a very beautiful orange copper shade. Get my hands on all of them.
I know, it's just muddy.
I don't need them.
I know. The next one is again from the Natasha Denona palette, the same palette, but it's this colour called Calypso Blue, and it's a duochrome again. It has, it is a sort of, what would you describe that? You're really good at describing things. Maroon.
It's one of those, like when you first look at it, it looks like just one of those normal like blue-brown pigments.
Yeah.
But it's really, I find it more multi-dimensional than any regular blue-brown pigment, especially when you shear it out versus packing it on.
Yeah.
When you shear it out, it kind of looks like that oil spill effect. It's got so many different kinds of colours, purples, blues, greens.
There's a lot of red to it.
There's a big reddish brown base to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely recording.
We're definitely recording.
Definitely recording.
Okay, this is like the third time we've done this. I don't know how we lost the footage or something, but it's so annoying. Okay, so
alright. Okay, so Charlotte Tilbury, the Vintage Vamp. The one I've chosen is this shade here, which is the Enhanced shade. Usually all the Charlotte Tilbury quads come with a Prime, Enhance, Smoke and Pop shade.
But this one's rubbish.
Yeah, that one's rubbish. But the three other shades make up for this palette because they're really awesome. I love the formula of Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows because they're very smooth, they're very pigmented, they don't accentuate texture on the lid. This shade that I've chosen is like a very beautiful, like warm toned burgundy. It's just like a staple in my everyday eye looks. I love burgundy colours, and this one is really awesome. And
burgundies are so in these days. Like I feel like there's burgundies every palette, but it's a really good burgundy. It's very flattering.
There's so many burgundies, but not all of them are great.
Yes, they're not all created equal. So my next one is from the Suqqu #1 palette again. Can you tell this is like one of my favourite Suqqu quads? It really is. The bronze colour is the colour that I would choose in my palette because it's a really nice, again, swatch all over your eyelid and it looks good. It can be used just, you know, as a everyday work look, or even on the crease if you wanted to do like a lighter base and then just have a little bit of a darkness in your crease. That would work if you've got, I guess, skin tone close to my skin tone. And the formula is great again, so I love the Suqqu quads, and the brush is good too.
The next shadow that I've chosen is from a Japanese brand called Addiction.
That we love.
Yes, and they have a custom palette system where you choose like 4 or 6 shadows and make your own compact. And this is what I made in Osaka. And the shade I've chosen here is called Shangri-La, and it's just a really beautiful red cranberry foiled metallic shade. And again, similarly to the Charlotte Tilbury shadow, this is like a really popular shade at the moment.
Yes.
So many cranberry shades, but not all of them are great.
But this formula, the formula is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Japanese eyeshadows, well, in Japan, the whole trend is to have like a sheer wash of colour over the lid. So they always go on super smooth. But Addiction in particular they've got a lot more pigmented shades. They're really vibrant, bold. They're kind of like the NARS of the Japanese cosmetic industry.
They've just got a lot of range of colours, bold colours as well as muted colours. Whereas in Japan, if you're looking at like a lot of the brands, they have very pink shades, very like baby colours, pastel-y type, not too bright. But Addiction's different, and I think if you're going to go to Japan, you should definitely check out Addiction Counter because the formula is amazing, the packaging looks great. It's not the cheapest again, but I mean, it's good quality.
Yeah.
And we were also saying, we reckon that the palette looks so similar to Viseart stuff, and it might be made in the same warehouse.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that they're made in the same factory. They're both made in Japan, so I wouldn't be surprised because the pans are the exact same size, the blushes are the exact same size, and they've got the same compact system where you can make a 4-pan or a 6-pan palette. So,
but I think Addiction's cheaper.
I'm not sure, but
I don't know. We'll check that out. So yes, my next one is what's my next one? Can't remember what my next one is. My next one,
that one.
I think was
this one.
Yes, the khaki color in my Numeric Proof palette. It's a matte palette. I picked it up because I wanted more mattes in my collection, and this one is a very beautiful khaki color. It looks really beautiful on the eyes with brown and with neutrals. You can smoke it out. You can have it over your lash line as a liner mixed with Duraline, or you can just have it by itself. It's a really nice color. It's a color that you don't really find in many palettes.
No, you don't.
And that's why I include it in there, just to be a bit different, I guess, because you don't want a palette. You don't want to create a palette that looks like every other palette, right? So yeah.
Next shade I've chosen was one that we spoke about earlier. This is the Femme Fatale Candied Apple. We both chose this shade because it's awesome.
One of our favourite shades ever.
It's so unique. It's really great for like a all-over eyelid shade.
Yeah.
Under Pixie Epoxy, this one really just glistens on the eye. It's just really pretty. It really stands out.
Either by itself or on top of something else, it looks good. Yeah. And my next one is again from the Numeric Proof palette. It's this color, this burnt orange, is similar to the Viseart burnt orange, but this one's darker. It's got you know, it's, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 shades darker. Again, super pigmented, really, really nice with browns, and I'll show you another color later that goes really well with this color. But again, I'm a fan of burnt oranges, and I love warm kind of colors because they complement my skin tone. So if you're a warmed skin tone, then this kind of colors will suit you quite a lot. If not, it can still work well, but it'll look more contrasted.
Yeah. The next shade I've chosen is another indie brand, and this is Shiro Cosmetics.
We love our indie brands.
And this one is called Mother of Dragons. Usually Shiro Cosmetics have a cool sticker on the top, but this is a sample. Like, it's a really big sample though. Like,
yeah,
it's almost as big as my Femme Fatale.
And the cool thing about the samples is they have a sifter. All the samples have sifters.
Yeah. But anyway, this shade, Mother of Dragons, it's a really unique shade. It's kind of like a really dark, plummy shadow with like a red burgundy undertone, like base shade. And it's got a lot of silver sparkle in it. So depending on how you apply it, it can look really cool toned, purple, dark and vampy. Or if you sheer it out, it becomes like a reddish, purpley shade. Yeah. Really beautiful, really unique.
Very nice. I didn't talk about my chartreuse colour, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, this is another colour that is one in my palette, and this is called Lucky Charm by Fyrinnae. It was featured in my video that was my top picks for indie brands, and it's a beautiful yellow green, you know, it's got a very yellow base to it.
Very chartreuse, leprechaun.
We were thinking that there's a dupe from Natasha Denona in the antique olive colour, but that colour is actually deeper than this one, and I actually prefer this one a lot more. I also like the prices of Fyrinnae a lot more because they're a lot more affordable. They're all handmade, so look, it takes a bit of time to ship to you, and every now and again the site's down. But if you can ever get your hands on it, it's a very nice green, and it's a nice pop of colour, which, you know, I think every palette should have at least one colour that you can use, just that stands out as a statement colour. So that's my statement colour. Talking about statement colours, I've veered off a bit from the purple and reds with this next shade, and this is from my Natasha Denona 5-pan palette in palette number 3. I don't have the massive palettes like Mel does because I can't. Yeah. They are definitely I don't need them. I don't need luxury, but yeah, you don't need them, but they're nice to have. The shade that I've chosen is Cloudy Blue, and it's, again, really unique. I've said unique like a million times in this video, but it's a really awesome blue, but it's kind of like it's got a gold duochrome shift to it, but sometimes on the eye when you sheer it out, it can come off as very like cool tone taupey blue. So it's just like a really awesome shade to wear on the lid, and when you move your eyes in different lights, it just looks like a crazy duochrome. Is it a blue? Or is it a yellow? Yeah. Or is it a gold? Or I don't know what it is. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I love duochromes. They're great. It just adds a bit more interest. Especially the Natasha Denona ones. Yeah. Like on another level. Okay. My last eyeshadow in my perfect palette thing is this smoky shade here from my Natasha Denona 5-pan palette number 3, and I love it because it's a really muted navy, kind of a greyish navy, and I view navy as like another neutral colour. Yeah. It's like a more interesting black, so if you want to have like a smoky lash line or to have a really smoky eye look, blue can actually make your eyes look a bit more interesting, especially because my eyes are basically black. And I reckon it still looks professional. It still looks, you know, you can wear it to work and things, but it's still slightly more interesting than just neutral taupes and and you can pair it with so many different colours. Like you can pair it with oranges and coppers to create like a lot of contrast, because blue and orange are, you know, opposite colours on the colour wheel. But you can also pair it with like a taupe and have exactly. My last one is from the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette, and it's in this brown colour. I love this brown, and it's the brown that I sometimes wear on my eyebrows, and I know that you wear it too on your eyebrows. It's a really nice, what is it? It's a brown. It's just a dark brown. But the tone is just right. Yeah, it is. And again, this goes well as a liner colour. It can just make your look more intense and a bit dark and smokier. You can do a lot with it. I think it's a versatile brown.
You know, the Viseart Neutral Matte palette is just like a Swiss Army knife. Like
it so is.
It's just, you can do your whole, well, you already did your tutorial, like everything on with this palette.
Yeah, but because it's a really great palette. It's why, you know, we feature it so much because, you know, I don't have that many palettes. I think for someone that likes makeup, I have a lot for someone.
You just have very expensive palettes.
Yeah, but I think quality over quantity, and this is definitely quality. Yeah. So those are all the ones that we've chosen. I hope you found that interesting and, you know, like the shades that we've chosen. I mean, it's very personal. So, you know.
We're not professional palette designers by trade, so there's probably a reason why.
Yeah. But you know what? If there was a palette that were all these colours, I would so buy it. I would really buy it. And your one is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have swatches and close-ups so, you know, you don't just hear out and see our wet faces, because, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for watching.